Hi, everyone. My name is Cameron. I'm the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Outreach in the Center for Graduate and Continuing Studies over here at Widener University. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the partnership program that we have with the OIC Career and Academic Development Institute over there in Philadelphia. It's a great partnership that we believe in to take advantage of some great educational programs for you all over here at Widener. Quick overview of what we're going to cover today, just a quick introduction to Widener University, as well as the partnership program, and we'll jump in with a quick virtual tour of campus. It says all of our programs. I did try to tailor this a little bit more to the OIC, rule out things like nursing potentially and engineering, but if you have interest in those, my contact information will be on the last screen as well. Please feel free to reach out and ask any questions about those programs. We'll talk a little bit about the Widener Advantage and then go into how to apply at the end. Widener University's main campus is located just about 15 minutes down 95 out of the city in Chester, Pennsylvania. So about 14 miles south, as it says right there. We have an 11-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, which provides our students with a great opportunity to participate in faculty research and gain some experience in that arena, but also build networks with your peers that you can use upon graduation from your programs. We have about 60 plus graduate and professional programs, always adding more, staying current. And then we have about 5,600 students total. I think it's actually 5,700 in 2024. And that's pretty evenly split between our undergrad and our grad programs. So a pretty good emphasis on both over here in Chester. So what does the partnership look like? It's a 20% tuition discount on all graduate and continuing studies tuition rates. This excludes the Crozier medical programs, our online Masters of Social Work programs, and our undergraduate day programs, which are typically designed for students who will be going to classes during the 9 to 5 typical workday. So probably not most of you. This applies to everyone at OIC CADI, and there's an application fee that is waived for you as well, trying to save you about $40 along the way. Just trying to save as much money for you as possible, make this as affordable for you as possible. And I'll go into the enrollment counselors a little bit later on, but just make sure you use your enrollment counselors as a resource throughout the entire process. All right. Show a quick virtual tour of campus here. Now, I'll mention as this is playing, sometimes the sound works, sometimes the sound doesn't. But I'll say that for most of our programs, they will be offered entirely online. So you may never have to come to campus. But if you do come to campus, these are some of the resources that are available to you. And I highly recommend to take advantage of these resources. Lots of collaborative study spaces that you see right there. Our university center, the student hub of campus, the Leslie Quick Center. This is our business building. Typically, you can see the Bloomberg Lab highlighted right there. Other things like a small business development center also in that building. Harris Hall, typically a dorm, mainly a dorm, but also some food options over there. You can see some of the hands-on opportunities with faculty right there. There's our library. All of our graduate programs are going to have an associated librarian who knows about the books that you need for those programs and can just generally assist you with those things. And then at the end, you can see that is our pro bono clinic that we have on campus. Widener is a university that's very committed to community. We really try to invest in our community, helping those that are underinsured or uninsured get by and get the assistance they need. Moving into our programs, this is our adult and continuing studies programs. So these programs are designed for students who have not completed maybe an associate's or a bachelor's degree yet. These programs are designed for someone who's not coming directly out of high school into college. We accept up to 90 transfer credits into this program as well, these programs. Meaning if you have some college credit, if you've done a lot of college credit, we accept a lot of transfer credits into these programs, and these are going to be offered entirely online, trying to make them flexible for the typical 9 to 5 working adult. Now, what does an online class look like at Widener? So our classes run for about 7 weeks typically. The module system allows us to really compress our schedule when we come to, finishing your degree, getting that degree completed, and moving on to the next certification or master's potentially. So typically our classes run in 7 weeks. Sometimes in the summer, you might have a 6-week module. But at the same time, these are also designed with the 9 to 5 working adult in mind. So your classes aren't necessarily going to meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's going to be pre-recorded lectures and assignments to do weekly instead of having to schedule 3 hours or even more throughout the week to sit and listen to lectures at specific times. It's a move at your own pace and really designed for you to be able to tailor it to what works best for you. So some of these programs you'll see on future slides as well are organizational development and leadership program. You see that as a bachelor's degree that'll also show up as a certificate and a master's degree. So something to keep in mind, there is a pathway here from bachelor's through to master's and even doctoral programs. Now here's our graduate certificates. You'll see a lot of business on this slide and a little bit of education, higher education leadership. You can see that down there in the bottom left. These certificates are stackable. They stack directly into a correlated master's degree. So we'll take the higher education leadership one, for example. This certificate will stack directly into a 30-credit master's. Now, I'm forgetting at the moment exactly how many credits this is, maybe 12 to 18 credits for the higher ed leadership certificate. And then once you finish, say it's 12 credits, you only have 18 credits left to complete the master's. Some of these will be even bigger chunks. But now, why is that important? It's important because the certificates are typically significantly discounted from the master's degree rate. So you're going to save a lot of money by starting with a certificate. Some of our programs even allow you to stack multiple certificates into the master's degree. So it'll save you a lot of money, and these are still eligible for the 20% discount that you get with the OIC. So something to keep in mind. Oh, and to also mention, most of these programs are available online as well. Moving into graduate certifications, these are typically our education programs right here. These programs are also significantly discounted. We price them as low as the Department of Education will allow us to price them with our accreditation. And they will be a significant chunk of the overall master's coursework. So, you might be looking at a 51 credit master's, and the certificate will be 45 credits of that. Almost 90% of the coursework can be completed at the certification level and save you thousands of dollars throughout the process. So something to keep in mind, these programs are offered entirely online as well. And I mentioned the asynchronous format earlier. That's typical for all of our online classes. They will typically be held in an asynchronous format, letting you complete them at your own pace. Moving on to our master's programs in business, you'll see here a few different options. That organizational development and leadership that I mentioned earlier pops up again. We have our professional MBA. It's a 30-credit online MBA. You're welcome to take some of these classes on campus too, if you prefer. And our business school does offer some graduate coursework on campus. And then you'll see there are specialized MBA as well. It's a 33-credit master's instead of 30 credit for the professional MBA. And it allows you to specialize in a specific area of interest. So things like business innovation are pretty hot right now. Focuses a little bit on artificial intelligence, business intelligence as well. Master's programs in society and culture. So you'll see some nice options here. Criminal justice, human sexuality, public administration, social work. Talking about the delivery of these programs. So currently our human sexuality program is delivered in a hybrid format. So you will have to come to campus about twice per semester on the weekends to meet with classmates, work with professors, and complete some additional coursework. That's why it gets the hybrid label. Most of your classwork there will be online, but a little bit of hybrid work as well. And then our social work program, we do have an on-campus version and an online version. So, but it's not as much mix and match as it was with the business classes. You do have to pick one route or the other, online or in person. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, the online version of that program is ineligible for discounting. So just something to keep in mind. Master's programs in education. So I should have covered all these as well already in the certification or certificate slides. But some great programs that you can stack those certificates directly into, get your teacher certification, work towards your principalship certificate, things like that. And again, the doctor's programs in education, these programs also can stack potentially. So if you are interested in your higher education leadership doctorate, your 30 credit master's will stack pretty much right into a 60 credit doctorate and leave you only 30 credits left over to finish the doc. So some great options if you're looking to advance in your career. All right, let's see. What haven't I covered so far? So I talked about our convenient location, about 15 minutes outside the city, but I also live in Montgomery County and commute down there every day. So pretty convenient no matter where you are in the Philadelphia region. But again, most of our classes are going to be offered online with limited coursework in hybrid availability, things like that. So you may never need to come to campus. Our part-time students move at their own pace, so you can really choose how many classes you want to take at a time. For most of our programs, we're not going to ask you to take 15 credits a semester. Some of our students like to stay within the tax threshold of 5,250 per year before they get taxed on tuition remission benefits, things of that nature. The average time to completion is 2 to 3 years. That typically depends on the program as well. Thinking about our online MBA, you have 30 credits to complete. If you do 9 credits per year, that's about 30 credits, maybe spill into a fourth year there. But some of our students will jump right in out of school and they'll knock out a 30 credit MBA in 1 year. So it really depends on you how quickly you want to get things done and how much money you want to spend along the way. I mentioned most of our classes are offered in an asynchronous format, so you won't necessarily need to come to class Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. However, if there is one and you want to do that in your course catalog, it'll tell you if it's a synchronous class, meaning you'll be there Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. And if that is offered in a synchronous format, it will be designed again for our 9 to 5 working adults who can't come to class at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, let's talk a little bit about how to apply. So that is our application link right there, www.widener.edu/apply. That link will take you to fill out some basic information about yourself, name, email address, program of interest, things of that nature. Once you submit that form, you'll be prompted by email to access your portal. So once you get to your portal, this is where you'll be adding things like your transcripts, letters of recommendation, resume, things of that nature. And it'll be really straightforward about what you need. I know when we talk about applications and what's required for the applications, everyone starts thinking about the GMATs, the GREs. At Widener, there are very few, if any, programs left that will require a standardized test score to go to graduate school. So do not fuss about the GRE. I promise it'll be all right. But I mentioned our enrollment counselors a little bit earlier. This is where they're really going to be a great resource to you. So let's say you have 2 letters of recommendation required for your program, and you've submitted everything else and you haven't heard back from one of your recommenders for a couple of weeks and you don't know what to do. Our enrollment counselors will see their information in there and they can potentially reach out to this person and ask for that, just follow up and ask if they can pass this letter of recommendation along. They can also sometimes waive those recommendation letters if you already have one in the system. They're really an advocate for you. They're a resource for you. We have students that'll come into a program that has a 3.0 minimum GPA requirement on prior coursework. And our enrollment counselors will review the application holistically. That student might have below a 3.0. And that's where the enrollment counselors will talk to our faculty members who are reviewing the applications and say, this student's really going to be a great benefit to the Widener community. I don't think we should turn them away just because they have a 2.7 instead of a 3.0. They really advocate on your behalf to say, let's maybe give them a provisional admission where they can jump into this program. And, if they achieve a B or better in their first 2 classes, they're fully admitted into the program. Things like that, really advocating for student success over here at Widener. So be sure to use them and everyone as a resource. That's basically all the information that I have for you. So again, you see that email there, gcs@widener.edu. That's our main phone number, 2610-499-4282. If you have any interest in these programs, please follow up with us. We'd be happy to assist you on your way to a career shaping degree anytime. Thank you.